Thanks.
All right, so we're gonna call the meeting to order for Lookingglass Rural Fire District. This is for our November 12th meeting, and we'll start with pledge allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, I'm going to say a short and sweet prayer tonight. Heavenly Father, thank you for gathering us all together. Continue to give us the guidance to watch over our community and do the right thing for the people here and spend the money the right way. And thank you for getting our government open. Let's get everybody back to work. In Jesus' name, amen. Amen. All right, so roll call. Rabbi Kola is maybe on his way, not here. Paul Reardon, I'm here. Mark Bennett is not here. Bill Starnes. Here. James Moulton. Here. Steve Rhodes. Here. And Justin Fox. Here. All right. I don't believe there are any additions to the monthly agenda. Is that correct? Yeah. You're aware of?
Oh, no. I don't think it's not on there. You're a veteran of presidency.
Yeah. All right, so we'll start with an approval of the September 10th and October 8th minutes.
I make a motion.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Meetings, notes approved, minutes approved. Okay, so now we're on to financial.
Okay. For the 9th month in September, we transferred $20,000 into our checking, so we had a grand total of $34,000. The grant income total of $54,548.60. We wrote 16 checks at that time. That left us a balance of $57,891.52. Our money market was $143,830.02. I'd like to make a motion to pay the bill.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Now for the October, we wrote 15 checks, transferred 20,000. We had tax and other income of $4,709.21. Gave us a total of $24,709.26. Wrote 15 checks. Our total expense was $27,385.49. Our checking balance was $10,775.89. At that time, our money market was $123,831.16. I'd like to have a motion to pay those bills.
I'll make a motion.
And I'll second it. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
We had a discussion before the meeting, just for the folks. So these are always online, and we show a negative a lot of times on the top, and we talked about this before the meeting, but basically the money's getting deposited after our bookkeeper writes the checks. So she's writing all these checks that we're paying right now, even though we haven't cashed them. So, but she does not credit the deposits past November 1st. So sometimes it looks like we're in a deficit and we're not. And also one board members asked before the meeting started was we appear to be in about $3,000 deficit per month, and that's just about that's a safer expenses that are unreimbursed right now. And for example, it corresponds to part of Justin's salary and then turnouts and all the other good things we're buying on safer. And hopefully we'll be reimbursed soon.
Well, government is open, so it might take them a month to get caught up. All right. Do we have a communications report?
Yep, I can go through it real fast. So overall, we saw about a 2% increase on the website, about a 2% decrease on Facebook, a 2% increase in oh sorry, the interactions was a 2% increase, but there was a decrease in view on Facebook. That's what it was. Couple of things that might have led to that was the trunk or treat event. There's some chimney cleaning and fire safety posts, and then some DPSST instructor training. Also, we had over 200 people come to the Halloween trunk or treat, which is really cool. I thought they basically got everyone from Lookingglass, but apparently even had kids from out of town coming in to go to that, so that was a really exciting event we had. And other than that, it's just been like a steady increase. I mean, things are slowing down. It's not fire season, but at schools, the numbers still going up, not going down. Overall, things that are probably going to happen is doing a volunteer of the month post, doing some cross promotion between the two different sites, and then just talking about some more community events as we tie in the Grange and school.
Very nice.
I will say that I looked at the website today, and so Justin's got some of the winter preparedness type of stuff already up too, so now it's November, so I think you recommend that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do we have any public that want to make a comment? Okay. So we have communications report on here twice, so I'm going to skip that second one.
I'm sorry.
And that's okay. Chief support.
Chief's report, you guys have a copy. It's also on our website. So October 2025, on our website, Justin's been doing a summary, by the way. It's on the first page, the home page of our website that gives all this information. So I may just start printing that off so I don't have to do this anymore. But anyway, it's, we had 26 calls, 8 medical, 3 structure responses, 1 MVA, motor vehicle accident, 5 natural cover fires to finish out the year. 1 false alarm, 2 public assists, which are usually lift assists, and 6 hazardous conditions, either illegal fires or wires down or something like that. We got 3 mutual aid or automatic aid. We received 3 times from outside, and we gave 6 away. So we hosted the regional off-road operator trainer course. Justin was really instrumental in setting that up for statewide. Police and fire agencies came in. There's some pictures, a little bit of pictures on the website about that. It was in the general Lookingglass area. Champaign Creek Ranch participated, and then Burnt Mountain. They used that for some off-road driving. We had a little bit of feedback from the community about that. We have the one person who does not like Champaign Creek Ranch, and I had a discussion with him on the fact that DPSST, the state put this on, took all liability for it and everything else. It was not our liability. That's his main concern, is he still believes that Champaign Creek Ranch is dangerous and we shouldn't be up there training. So we didn't take any liability for that class or anything else, but Justin did a lot of the organization and everything of it. So we did a live fire thing one night where we burned our pile out there, and basically the way we're doing that now is we'll be sitting upstairs in a meeting, and Justin will hit our alarm, and then they go off like it's a structure fire. So they went out and attacked our burn pile. So that was good, and so it gets all the youngsters running and moving and stuff, and it's good. We had some medical training last month. We have a Burl. What's her last name? McClellan. She lives up on Cobalt Hill Drive. She's an RN, and she came in and brought in a bunch of stuff for taking vital signs and stuff, and conducted a vital sign class for us. So that was pretty cool because didn't have to listen to the same old people every month, and hopefully we can get her involved more often on better topics. We had a safety and equipment meeting. Justin and some of the folks that are not going to go for the full Firefighter 1, they started their support curriculum this month, which is a new state curriculum for folks that won't end up crawling around on the ground in fires, but they'll be outside support, and they could be pulling hose, they could be setting up lights, they could be doing traffic control and whatever. So they have a curriculum now so that they get all the basic fighter instruction and lessons, but maybe not so much of the physical stuff. So it's a whole new position in the fire service in the state. they're still doing online training. I'm still doing my online training. I didn't get any nasty grants this year, or this month from Justin. We also had SCBA fit testing. Glide came down. They purchased a machine through a grant, so we can do that testing, so we don't have to pay for it anymore, which is a really good benefit, because I think they charge $75 a piece now or something when they're doing it. And also we filled out, everybody has to fill out a OSHA respiratory report if you use a respirator or a mask. So we caught everybody this time, and I'll be taking those down to OcuHealth, and they have a doctor or an RN down there, review them all and people's medical conditions and figure out who can and can't do what we're having to do out here. So we had 3 additional safer firefighters sign up this month. Actually, it's 4. We just had another one the other night. So Justin, through the teaching down at the high school and also at the college, we're sucking in people from their academy and stuff. So we've got some really good candidates. I think I haven't seen the 4th one more than just his first night, but 3 of them I think are going to work out really good, and they're all ready to. They want to go. One of them came in on a call the other night too. So we got a lot of folks showing up here in turnouts. So we just got to get them coming on calls now. And a lot of them. The only thing about that is we've kind of tapped out the community's resources, so we're looking out now. So on calls, these people are coming from Roseburg, Green, Winston or something. So they may come in and be on the second engine, or they may be on the tender, or on MVA, they may be doing traffic later on. But we need them, so. And I ordered, our PPE person came in the other day, our vendor, and so we got those guys all fitted, and we're setting them up their physicals. The only thing is I'm holding off on the PPE until we know that we're gonna get reimbursed, because that's another $3, $6, $9,000 that's safer lowest. So I'm not gonna do that until I know that we're gonna get the money back. We have them outfitted and used ones right now. We got our new, I got a new station air compressor installed, the other one failed. Maintenance repairs. We started doing the small units last month, so we completed them all, 70, 80, 90, 91, 81. There's a couple minor repairs we've had done on 80 electrical repairs, and then 90 had a leak in the windshield that was causing, water was coming in, dropped on the radio and dropping inside. We had a mold problem. Actually, one of our mechanics said, "Hey, I don't want to work on this anymore if you guys are gonna, if I have to get in this thing." So we had a detailer come in, and they did us totally steam clean and wiped out all the mold and stuff. So I got the windshield, so it won't happen again, we hope. Let's see, we already talked about that. Bids for apparatus room heater. In our budget, we had a apparatus room heater, and I'm trying to get half of that matched through a grant with SDAO. We put it in by the deadline, and I haven't heard back. They're supposed to fill it by the 31st. The best estimate, the guy that installed the heater in our Grange a couple years ago, he's the best estimate, and he's right around 5,500 or so, and they range from that up to 10,000. And so I know that he does good work, and what he did over there is good, so I'm hoping to go with him. The only other part of that will be that Vista will put in a meter for us for free, and then all we have to do is get it plumbed from our current generator to this site right here where the heater's going to go. Usually we use plumber plumbing. Whoever does it cheaper will get bids on that too. And then we'll have natural gas. We can dump the old storage tanks outside and all that stuff. So that's how we sold it, is just safety as far as carbon monoxide and everything. Plus we don't have fuel tanks outside anymore. So. The CWDG grant, the fuel reduction grant, was not received. I'm a little flabbergasted by it, but whatever. Our score was higher than some of the people that got the award. When I called up to ODF, they referred me to the CWDG, which is federal stuff, and they said, "Oh, the judges get normalized and adjust scores and all this stuff," because we scored a 94, and they were awarding awards to anybody who scored over 91, I think. I still don't know what our normalized score is, but they'd already made the awards, and it's like I'm not going anywhere with this, it's kind of stupid. And Douglas County did receive $6 million for roadside projects in their infrastructure. However, it's mostly South County, Riddle, Glendale, all those areas down there. I was hoping that we could get them to do some of our roads up here, but it looks like it's all committed down south. I don't know what I'm gonna do about that next year, because there's gonna be another round coming up, and I'm getting kind of disappointed. We're discouraged about it. Our main problem is that we're not rated high by their, at fire danger, by their rating standards. So we gotta really do a lot of justifications and stuff to get up there to even get a decent score. So it's a lot of work and it takes some time. SDO, we're working on their next year's insurance quote. It actually looks like it's going to be a little bit less than last year, which is kind of surprising. But last year they overcharged us because our station got appraised on the basis of the seismic retrofit instead of its actual cost, its actual worth. Just because we had put $2.5 million in doesn't mean that the station's worth $2.5 million more. In other words, so they reduced our assessed value again. The best practices discount, we can get up to 10% a year discount on liability insurance if we do stuff in their program. I need a couple of our members. It was going to be over November 1st. They've extended it till December 31st now because they didn't get a good reaction from all their people. But we're at 8% right now. We've done the things we need to get to 8%. And 10%, I'm going to have to get a couple of you guys to watch a couple videos of their training videos. The other option was to go to the conference or do other meetings during the year, and those have all gone by. So,
Let us know when the
Yeah.
videos are.
so they're on SDO's website, and I'll get you guys on there. I think I'm just going to give you. I've been threatening to do this, but I'm going to give you the email, the department Lookingglass.org emails for each of your positions. And then you guys will be getting SDAO stuff on there. It won't go to your personal emails unless you want it to. And then all the information will be in there. But and we can set it up if anybody wants to come down here one evening, we can set it up upstairs and just watch. They're like an hour and a half long. I mean, one of them's like problems in the boardroom and how to solve them, things like that. It's all about governance of the boards. Okay, let's talk about that. I just got up, yesterday I was talking with our auditor. So she set up a Dropbox for us about 6 months ago. I've been feeding her all of our banking statements and all of our grant, summarizing our grants and everything else. So she thinks, I just got to clean up the rest of this year's stuff up till July 25, and then she thinks she'll be done within 1 to 2 weeks for all 3 years. A lot of this isn't so much a financial audit as it's an audit of our practices. So like our controls, for example, me buying, Trista recording, and you guys signing, so there's 3 people involved in all purchasing, all that kind of stuff. She gave me a big long list, but for all the budget meetings, when we go through all that stuff of publishing stuff in the paper and everything else that we have to do, they have to have copies of all that for this audit. So that's the stuff I'm finishing up right now. She said that she would go back. She's quoted between $4,000 and $5,000 a year for the audits. She's going to be doing 3 of them, and she said she wouldn't charge us for the 22-23 one. So she says she likes working with small districts, and she's from a small town. So okay, we'll see how that all works out. I hope it works.
I hope it does too.
The website, I just went on it, looking at our meeting stuff and everything. There's a lot of good information. I saw that Justin had updated it, and there's a lot of good stuff on there. If you guys ever want to look at it. We have about 25 grand to 30 grand out for reimbursement through Safer. Hasn't been reimbursed since August, and they're still closed. I told you guys before the meeting, I think our lady that we deal with. She was furloughed, laid off, so hopefully she'll be back. So right now, there's nobody. You dial the number, it says, and we'll be back. So yeah, it's really great. And then we have about $9,800 out to VFA grant. The VFA grant here in Oregon's a Oregon Department of Forestry thing, but it's funded through the Forest Service also, so it's got the same problem. So we're truly out almost $40,000 right now that we're using our reserve account as a bank account. I would be worried about that, except that our taxes for this year they'll be here, they'll start coming in next week. They usually come in mid-November and start rolling in through there in December. So we're gonna have enough money to bankroll to get ourselves through this shutdown thing. It's just that, I don't like seeing our money get down around $100,000. I start worrying. And then they say that they only go through the end of January like they're talking about, so we're gonna be in a rush to get everything in quick. So we'll do that. We also have a $85,000 grant that's been approved. We went in with Glide and Central Douglas. That's been approved for radios, mobile, portable, and all that. That's all caught up in this shutdown in limbo too, because the money hasn't been awarded. So that'll be another, once that happens and they let loose of that, then we got some purchasing to do on that too. The wildland grant period's over. The final report's due this Friday. We spent just a little bit over $35,000. They provide us with $35,000 every year. Because we didn't spend $35,000 last year, they only gave us $31,000 something this year. And they told us that if you don't spend your $35,000, then there's a possibility next year you're not going to get in on this program. So we were running a little bit behind earlier in the year. We have some issues here. Some of them include the fact that Camas, 10 Mile, and almost everybody around here is getting that same grant. So we were paying $21 an hour before, and so everybody else is paying more. So we're having a hard time getting people with staff here. So we raised our wages up to get to the $35,000. I don't like having to. We didn't falsify anything, but I don't like them having. It's kind of like a government thing. We've heard stories of it before. Oh, you got to pay that. You got to spend this. Regardless, well, I don't like doing that. So we stayed above the board, and I dealt with the payroll lady down there at Wheeler, and we're all clean on paper, so we should be good. But we're talking next year about maybe changing something, maybe just hiring 2 seasonal employees for the year instead of trying to deal with a whole bunch of part-timers and stuff. So we'll see how that goes. Property taxes, waiting for them to arrive. There's a couple things I forgot to talk about on this thing, and I'm sorry to keep us going, but one is there's a new fire report system nationwide coming out, so we just registered, myself and Justin registered, and we'll probably get Patricia in on this too, but there's going to be a lot of training coming up on that. Oregon is one of the last parts. We're in zone 10. We're the last zone across the country going in on it, and we're supposed to start January 1st. So we all have to learn this whole new fire reporting system that we've been using NFIRS, National Fire Incident Reporting System, for 20 or 30 years now. And there's a new and better idea, so we'll see how it goes. As soon as we're registered, they're going to start sending us the links for training and all the things we're going to do to get into it. The last one was cybersecurity. SDAO's been bugging us about cybersecurity. I fill out a survey every time that we renew our insurance. There's a Lane Community College has a group there now, like a computer class or IT class that's going out and doing agencies for free. They come into your station and do a cybersecurity evaluation and then tell you what's wrong, and they challenge you on it and figure it out. So I have an appointment for them here later on in the month, about the 23rd. And then some of the recommendations they already had, we've already done. I bought a few more external hard drives. So, for example, our background checks, our physicals and all that kind of stuff is on our computer. That's all gone. It's off our computers now and onto a separate hard drives where they can be locked up and they're not on back. If somebody hacked a computer, they're not gonna get into those things. It's kind of funny. It's not very convenient because just the other day, as soon as I did that, I needed to go look at one of the background checks and go, where is it all? And then I remember they just locked it somewhere. But, and then we have we went to two-factor authentication on Microsoft, the 365 and all the programs we use with the state and everything. So that's a start. I'm not too good about the terminology with all the Microsoft stuff. We let Microsoft automatically update, but I understand that's virus protection, but that's not necessarily real cybersecurity unless you buy something extra. So hopefully those guys can tell us where to go. There's some state money available for grants for agencies like ourselves to do whatever it takes to do this endpoint protection stuff. One thing there's not a lot of people that have access to our there's like 3 of us that really have access to our computers. The officers, the rest, like these aren't attached to our 365 or any other stuff. I have 3 computers that we run through Microsoft 365 that are separate from all the rest of them. So I think we're doing okay. We haven't had an incident yet, but I want to see what they have to say because I really don't understand a lot of even the terminology of it. I don't know. James probably knows more about it than
We can talk about it later too. There's some good options there for you.
But I just want to let you know that they're coming in. They're going to be doing a survey, and then we'll get challenged and do whatever we have to do.
All right. So the only thing I didn't hear you talk about, which is on the old business, is the investment program and the financial outlook and remedies.
So the investment program, I'm waiting for the tax dollars to come in, and then so we have we'd like to put in like a minimum of $100,000 or something like that, but then keep a working balance here to get us through these grants.
Right.
So I'm really waiting for right now for the tax money and the reimbursements to come back. That should get us back up to close to 200,000 again, so then we can put money into this program. Right now, I don't. In a normal, everyday situation, I wouldn't have a problem doing that right now, but until we get these reimbursements back and stuff, I think we have too much money out. I know you guys have approved us to do it, and Bill and I have been talking about how much and when and how we're gonna do this and everything, but we're just kinda waiting on get a lump sum that we can put in there.
Okay.
That's my thoughts on it. I mean, we could run it down to where we have 10,000 in our accounts and put everything in there.
No, because
I don't really want to do that.
Yeah, sure as we do, that something, one of the trucks would fall apart and we're SOL, you know.
As far as the other one you're talking about, the financials.
Outlook and remedies.
Yeah. So Justin and I sat down after our last meeting. I don't have anything to present you right now. We got to do it formally, but we're looking at what we need. Just for an example, like his position, basically safer is right now for our recruitment. His position and all the materials and stuff is about $120,000 a year.
So it's still.
So that's like 75 cents per thousand on the tax rate. So I'm going to keep on applying for that grant over and over and over again, and we can. And as long as they keep awarding it, we have a pretty good chance of getting it. But that's what it would take to have one person here at the station. And then we started talking about vehicles, how we would fund. We're going to keep putting in for grants right now. Well, it would have opened up just now, the AFG grant we're going to put in for another engine, but that's closed down too, but they should pop up here pretty soon also. But we know that 50 cents per thousand right now is raising about $85,000 a year. So whatever we look at, whether it's a paid position, even having an extra position on top of the safer that'd be really great, having 2 people here. So and then the amount of money we would need to start making some kind of vehicle fund to get us on top of replacing vehicles in the future.
And so the basic to cover Justin and 2 people is the 125, or it would be higher than that?
It would be the 50 cents. So
What's the
if we had the
bottom
grant,
number, or top?
so if the grant, so 75 cents brings us in about a year's worth of save for 120,000. So 75 plus the existing 50 would be about 25. So that would get Justin's thing without the, or that gets all the turnouts and everything else that's in that program. So without, that'd be like $1.25. If we started addressing vehicles and stuff, another 75 cents gonna be another 100-some thousand a year. So like $2 would get you a free employee, or not a free employee, a paid employee plus money that would be going to replace vehicles and future infrastructure and stuff. So that would be an additional $1.50 on top of what we're already paying. So then that would be what, that's, it basically quadruple, right, your tax rate, I guess.
Well, what's our dollar per thousand to be free from needing grants to survive?
$5.
Yeah.
I'd say probably $3, to be totally honest, yeah.
That's plus what we're paying now, right?
No, total.
Yeah, it's the
$3
total.
per thousand total to be free from needing grants.
I-
Not that we
I'd
would still
have
apply
to
for
work
grants.
that out and see exactly what it brings in.
That's why I was really,
So I wasn't there, we weren't there, because we sat down just one day and started putting out, what's this gonna cost us, what's this gonna cost?
I was just
I can give
curious,
you I can
dollar
give you-
number, not
yeah.
the price per thousand
Yeah.
taxes, but what we would need is between 125 and 200 would be a nice revenue.
Yeah, to, as,
Well,
It'd be
if we're
helpful,
keeping
but you'd
grants,
still need
if
grants.
grants are still coming.
You'd
Yeah.
still need grants.
And then, we're still, the Office of Emergency Management came down this month to look at their generator that we got on grant years back. Well, I started bugging her because they're involved, like when the Talent in Phoenix fires a few years ago, where they had they brought in all the housing afterwards, the triple wides and double wide mobile homes and stuff. And I started bugging her about that. Hey, we're looking to do some kind of dwellings here, to get some kind of kitchen, showers, facilities, and that kind of stuff. And she goes, well, yeah, we have that kind of stuff. Because those ended up being federally surplus and they're gone. But the state has other avenues where those things exist. So she was looking at that, not only looking at for us, but looking at it as a program for volunteer fire stations or something. So, so that'd be a whole piece of infrastructure we wouldn't have to fund, if that happened, other than just the setup of it. But, so,
I still like the idea of building a unit right here on the side. I think about it all the time.
it would open it up to get more people in here, because right now, the hardest thing is reaching outside of Lookingglass community
Yeah.
to get volunteers, and some of them, they're not gonna be here when they need to be here,
Right.
yeah.
so.
The current, the current direction most of the volunteer departments are going in Orange County, I think,
You're not
in Douglas County, is
Hey, y'all love Orange County. It's beautiful weather.
Let's pick the right state anyway.
having housing facilities for volunteers that can stay overnight. And basically they're doing that through a student program. So like Central Douglas took over Tyee and Umpqua way out there a few years back, and they can't afford to fund a station out there, but they opened that station up, and it's a student station where students attending school can live there on shift, and they're manning that station and also provide manpower for their whole department, that kind of stuff. So what would happen is, like, we could, if we had a 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom, we could put some bunks in there or something, have a couple people stay here overnight, or kids if they want to. And not only they got somewhere to stay, but they're getting training when the calls are going out and stuff. But we have a manpower pool sitting here, that we're not paying for, other than, so their program includes college tuition and all that stuff. So we're doing that right now off of the SAFER grant. In fact, we just had another, that was something I didn't even mention, but we had another person apply. We reopened our scholarship program because only one applied. We had another one that just applied, and the first one that applied is actually getting a lot, his tuition, part of it's gonna be covered by District 2, because he's, or Central Douglas, because he's a student for them. So they pay part of the tuition too. So we may actually be able to get a third person, at least partially covered, to be going to school with us. And then and their commitment is they're signing a contract with us that, okay, we're committed to you guys to be a volunteer while we're going to school. And but yeah, that's the future. Basically, right now, that's the future of volunteer service. I don't know. I'm getting young people in anyway.
All right, well.
You got anything else to say about that?
Yeah, Justin, you got anything you want to add to that, or?
He's the one that's involved in grabbing these kids right now, so it's pretty amazing what's happening.
It's difficult right now. I mean, like, we're lucky that we're averaging about 1 call a month that we're unable to respond to, which it hurts me seeing it, but I mean, I get it. I don't want our volunteers, you know, taking time from their jobs and stuff like that to go on these calls, and we want to make sure they're going to their calls and paying for, you know, their houses, their food on the table, and their families. But at the same time, like, one of my goals is to eventually switch to shift work here instead of it not being being a non-staff station. It's hard finding something that fits for everybody. One thing that has spoken is the paid training, you know, having something to offer. You know, you're not getting our idea of getting offered the camaraderie and the familyhood like we used to. And it's not just about community service anymore. I mean, we have some really good volunteers, but at the same time, you know, I don't blame them. They got to take care of their families first. And if they're going to school to get a degree in fire science and they're having to pay for that, and they have to work to pay for that, then we lose them more, because not only are they going to school and working to pay to go to school, so we lose them sometimes.
The shift thing he's talking about, Glide Fire does that, so they have a lot more people on the books, maybe 25, 30 firefighters or something. So what they do is they pick, so they're not expected to go on every call. So like you'll sign up for 2 shifts a week or something and say, hey, I'm available for those 2 days. So like a person that has weekends off can sign up and say, hey, I'm available for the weekend. Or if somebody has another shift where they're working nights, but they're off Mondays and Tuesdays or something, so they sign up and commit to responding to calls that day. So other guys and girls and firefighters can commit themselves to their personal jobs or family lives. So to do that, we have to build up. We're building up numbers now. We have to build up numbers of people that actually respond, and then be able to plan it out so that they can come and cover on
To
certain
have a
days.
place for them to stay on
Right.
site.
Yeah. So Glide's a little bit of a smaller community, and they're pulling from within their community. So if they don't live near the station, then yeah, we need to have somewhere for them to respond from. Yeah. So I want to so we can explore that more and get you to start putting it on paper. We sat down as kind of an informal thing, but we know how much we can raise by by the tax levy, and then also, I mean, there's other options.
Yeah, how many beers do we have to sell to raise $200,000?
Yeah.
This is a beer town, man. I'm sure we can
Yeah.
do something. All right, we're gonna get this meeting on the road.
There you go.
So we don't have a president's report. Do we have any other directors' reports? Nope. No, any board member comments? Any more public comments? Our
No.
public is still quiet.
Not public, but our Zoll cardiac monitor
Oh,
is
yeah.
ordered.
Oh, did you?
It's ordered, and we're just waiting for it to ship.
That's the one where you can leave the pads and just get new pads?
So Justin, money appeared from nowhere, I mean, not nowhere, but he applied through Ford Foundation and, Bill has that tonight, he's putting it in the bank tomorrow, so we'll be able to write the check as soon as, we have the invoice right now, it's due in 30 days or something, so we're okay.
Nice.
22.5.
22.5, so we'll actually,
I'll put that in the
So-
checking account, correct?
yeah, and then we'll get, if you guys
So they
drive
both-
by in the next week or two, we'll just have you sign the check. And then
Did they both pitch in? Is that,
yeah, one was
Cow Creek gave 10, Ford Family Foundation gave 12.5.
12.5.
well, we'd like to thank Cow Creek and the Ford family
Yeah.
for those contributions.
You know,
That's gonna be a big help.
It's pretty amazing right now. There's a lot of departments that are hitting them up, and those guys, they come through. It's amazing how much money they're putting out to our fire. They do a lot of grant work during the year to all the food pantries and everybody else around here, but they've been pretty good about taking care of the volunteer fire departments, I gotta say.
Very nice. All right, so our next board meeting will be December 10th. Can I get a motion to adjourn?
You got it.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed, meeting adjourned.
And I won't be